We have such a great Sunday school lesson today. We are beginning to look at the winter quarter for the months of December, January, and February. And our quarter is entitled Justice, Law, and History. And we're focusing on justice as presented in the Old Testament under the law, and some of the circumstances that construe God's people's thoughts on justice. Today, as we begin January on a brand new year, we begin in unit number 2 for the month of January, entitled God, the Source of Justice. We're looking at 5 lessons that look at God's justice in the lives of his people and in the gift of the law. And our lesson for today is lesson number 5 for January the 2nd, 2022, Undeserved Mercy. And our printed passage is Genesis 4, 1 through 13. As we begin to look at our lesson today, it has been said that one of the bloodiest type of wars is civil war. One of the bloodiest type of wars is when it's you versus yourself. When a nation finds itself against itself. And one of the first civil wars that we see in the Bible are these two brothers against themselves. We see Cain versus Abel. And it was all over sacrifice that these two brothers found themselves at war. And because of the sacrifice, Cain, one day in the field talking with his brother, in retaliation for his sacrifice not being received, he killed his brother. And unfortunately, the God who never sleeps, the God whose eyes go to and fro throughout all of the land, that God saw what happened. And in this instance, Cain was guilty. God saw it. God knew it. God even tried to help him prevent it. And God knew every detail of the case. And Cain was guilty. He deserved every punishment that God put on him. He deserved to till the ground and have no fruit. He deserved that. He deserved to be a fugitive on the run. He deserved that. He deserved death. He had killed another person, his own brother. He deserved himself to die. And again, we're talking about justice. Talking about justice, and a just God who saw the situation, knew what had happened, understood that Cain deserved all these things. But look at verse number 13. Cain cried out and said, "My punishment is more than I can bear." And at that instance, we began to see God's mercy. Now, in every situation, you can see God's mercy. In regards to something bad, mercy is God holding back that bad thing that we deserve. And in response, giving us something that we do not deserve. So in that instant, when Cain cried out, God held back everything he deserved, and God showed him mercy. How do we know that? You keep on reading after verse number 14. That God allowed him to live and not die. Then God turned around and allowed there to be vengeance on anyone who harmed Cain, even though he had harmed somebody else. And then God allowed him to continue to live on and to have a family, and then for that family to become a blessing to the nation. So God allowed him to experience some things that he definitely did not deserve, And so God showed him undeserved mercy. Now, as we close today, I just close with this because we have to put ourselves in this story. That because of our sin and breaking God's law and where we fell short, we were guilty, red-handed, caught in the very act. We deserved death. We deserved damnation. We deserved God's judgment. We deserved God's wrath. We deserved hell. We deserved separation from God forever. We deserved all of that. But thank God he showed us undeserved mercy through Jesus Christ. That many of us are able now, even though we're mess-ups, to keep on living. Even though we have fallen short, we're still enjoying blessings from God. That's because God is a God of undeserved mercy. Amen. He's a just God, but at the same time, he's a God of undeserved mercy.